at the bar, got my whole squad wasted.
Shiny. Reina, Pad Royal, Spanish Hello.
You Trojan Condoms presents Less is More at the pharmacy.
Next.
There's something we don't understand.
Well, that's what a pharmacist is here for, to answer all of life's most pressing questions.
These condoms you sold us? I mean, there's less condom.
And we feel so much more together.
You're talking about Trojan Bearskin.
We got so close.
We felt so close.
Trojan, America's trusted #1 condom brand, brings you Bearskin. 40% thinner than our regular condom for 100% pleasure.
So less is more.
Exactly!
Trojan, you can't wait to get it on. Trojan Condoms presents Less is More at the pharmacy.
Next.
There's something we don't understand.
Well, that's what a pharmacist is here for, to answer all of life's most pressing questions.
These condoms you sold us? I mean, there's less condom.
And we feel so much more together.
You're talking about Trojan Bearskin.
We got so close.
We felt so close.
Trojan, America's trusted #1 condom brand, brings you Bearskin. 40% thinner than our regular condom for 100% pleasure.
So less is more.
Exactly!
Trojan, you can't wait to get it on.
State Farm, this is Bill.
It finally got me, Bill.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes.
Ooh.
Yeah, year after rim-wrecking year, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. It got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You hear that? You ain't nothing!
You trash talking a pothole?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm. Talk to an agent today.
I'm cold steel stainless. My glass into the night. The city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak.
Trojan Condoms presents Less is More at the Pharmacy.
Next.
There's something we don't understand.
Well, that's what a pharmacist is here for, to answer all of life's most pressing questions.
These condoms you sold us? I mean, there's less condom.
And we feel so much more together.
You're talking about Trojan Bearskin.
We got so close.
We felt so close.
Trojan, America's trusted #1 condom brand, brings you Bearskin, 40% thinner than our regular condom for 100% pleasure.
So less is more.
Exactly!
Trojan, you can't wait to get it on.
Where are the light switches?
Katie and Michael are just blindly fumbling for the perfect rental home in which to spend their happily ever after.
I think I found a sink. Definitely not a sink.
Gross.
Oh boy, but discovering your next home sweet home is never a shot in the dark on Apartments.com. We've got sophisticated search tools to illuminate listings with the exact amenities that you desire.
Hey, honey, I think I found the doorbell.
No, that's my belly button. I'm ticklish.
Sorry.
Apartments.com. Change your apartment, change the world.
Trojan Condoms presents Less is More at the pharmacy.
Next. There's something we don't understand.
Well, that's what a pharmacist is here for, to answer all of life's most pressing questions.
These condoms you sold us? I mean, there's less condom.
And we feel so much more together.
You're talking about Trojan Bearskin.
We got so close.
We felt so close.
Trojan, America's trusted #1 condom brand, brings you Bearskin, 40% thinner than our regular condom for 100% pleasure.
So less is more.
Exactly.
Trojan, you can't wait to get it on.
Paralyze my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you, you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. Frozen in my dreams, I can't escape the thoughts of you. If I try to leave, when I'm with you I can't move. It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us whole, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you, you break me, holding our love in chains of gold.
Hello people of the internet, this is Red Cube Everything coming at you with the very first R6AL League match. And today it's going to be the very first time we're going to be doing this, so we might run into a couple of technical difficulties, but I'm pretty sure everything should be running smoothly. But this is the opportunity for everyone on stream, if you are not familiar with this, this is the opportunity to tell me if any technical difficulties, if my microphone is too low, or they say the audio is too high. This is a perfect time to tell me. So this is going to be a moment where I just take a second, look onto the stream, and I look at your guys' comments to see if anything is wrong. So the lighting in my room is a little off today. That's probably going to be changing. Obviously, the lights you can see are changing colors, but most of the time outside I am kind of slightly relying on natural light, but right now it is raining, so there is no natural light, so it's a little dark in here. So I'm just making sure that everything is running smoothly. Everything does look good. All the logos look fine. Today we're going to be seeing Bot Yogi go up against Runic. The fun thing is about these games is we've never seen these teams play together. We've never seen them play against each other. We've never seen any of these teams really play at all in this league. So it's all just an experience that we can all enjoy together. And it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. So obviously I'm not really seeing anything pop up in this stream. As for now, your audio could be a little bit higher. Okay, I can get that done right about now in just a moment. Let me see here. And there we go. That should be a little bit higher, I think. And when I get closer to my mic, obviously, I'll turn that down back to what the regular volume is. So that's exactly what you guys need to do if in this situation, if there's something that is an error. This is a great moment and great time to tell me if something is wrong. So I also apologize. I don't know what happened to the collar of my shirt, but it just likes to go over there. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Most of the time it looks a little bit more sharper than that. But usually you were feeling white. Hey, I was. Most of the time, judgmental guys who just joined the chat, he's for the other league. Most of the time it's a black background, but I opted for a white background today. You know, change it up a little bit. But I think we're good to go. I don't really see any other technical difficulties popping up on my end. I'm not dropping any frames. So I think I'm going to start the recording now and we can get right into the pregame analysis of Runic versus Bot Yogi. Hello people of the internet, this is Red Cube Everything coming at you with the first R6AL League match. Yes, you heard it here, the first time we're going to be doing a league match for this league, and there was going to be 12 weeks of it, so you guys got to stay tuned and you got to be ready for whatever could happen. The first match we're going to be seeing, obviously, since we don't know how these teams play, is going to be slightly different from what we're going to be seeing on later in weeks and how kind of things develop and strats get kind of more involved and the meta starts developing in the league. But today, without further ado, we're going to be seeing Runic versus Bot Yogi. The only thing you can really pull away from these teams at this moment, even when it is this so early on, is just how they kind of present themselves in the Discord, how they present themselves to other teams. The one thing I do know about Bot Yogi is they are actually a team that broke off from Vagant, which is a team in the Discord. I think they are right over there, up to my left, I think. Yes, left. That is a team that broke off from them and made their own team. So there already is a little bit of a rivalry there, and I think they're coming out into this game really trying to prove something. The next thing we're going to be looking at is Runic. Runic really hasn't talked much in the Discord. They really don't have a backstory to them, but it's just going to be interesting to see how these teams kind of feel each other out. I think this is the first time, actually, most of these teams have ever played each other. I know some of them have scrimmed against each other before, but most of the time, it's just new strats, new developments, and new things kind of coming into play. So it's really just a toss-up and a flip of a coin with the post and pre-game analysis. But obviously, with the post-game, we can go over some things and things like that. But I'm looking onto the match here, and it looks like all of the players are ready. So without further ado, I think we can get into this, and I hope you guys get right into this match, and I hope you guys enjoy Rainbow Six R6AL, the first time we have done a Rainbow Six League. So let's get right into it. The first map is going to be Border, closely followed by Bank, and then the decider will be Consulate. I found it. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously going to turn that mic volume down just a little bit, but we're going to get right into it here. And with this format, if you guys haven't watched the scrims and if you haven't kind of seen how things run, We do ban maps, and we also have 6th pick, and we also do banning operators. So what you're seeing right now, if you're new to Rainbow Six, this is a process of banning operators, and these operators are going to be the ones you cannot use during the match. So the first ban here is going to be coming out from bot YOGI, banning Blackbeard. That is the most banned operator in Rainbow Six so far. He has, I think, a 67% ban rate, which is the highest of any operator. And I think right behind him is Yin. So maybe we could see a Yin here on attack, but let's see what it is. Another good operator that's banned a lot is going to be Blitz. Just about to say that, and you see Blitz come off the board right away. Blackbeard, the reason he is banned so much is because any corner peek and one-on-one, you're going to opt in favor of the Blackbeard. And any one-on-one obviously goes in favor of the Blitz. That's why he is banned. Maestro, the new operator, also getting banned. He is so good at holding down sight and getting in lines of sight on people without them being able to destroy that evil eye. That is something that is so good with Maestro, and that's why you see him coming off the board as well. Defense on border, you do sometimes see the Mira come out banned because it can really throw teams off because Mira is so viable. But we're not going to be seeing that here. We're actually going to be seeing the Legion get banned. The reason you would see a Legion and Maestro get banned is sometimes teams like to opt for that rush strategy. Maestro can stop that because he can get the spots onto all the players, and Legion obviously can stop that because if a needle goes into the foot of one of the players, it slows them down significantly. You can't sprint, and you have to take some time to pull that needle out. So that's why you see Maestro and Legion getting banned, because you might start seeing on attack, especially with a border. With the border map, you're going to see teams really rush that plant and maybe rush that push and then not really look about the roam due to the fact border is such a big map, the roam can sometimes become unviable. And that's why you see teams either opt for a very big roam trying to throw attackers off, or they really like to focus on sight. So the first site we are going to be seeing is Armory Locker's Archives, and that is really the most viable site on border. The thing that we're seeing right now is the 6th pick phase. This is a moment where all the teams get to look at each other's operators, maybe take away a lot of elements of surprise, but it also adds the element of adding in a new operator that you kind of want to directly counter you see on the other side. So say if, let's say they have a shield operator as a Monty and you guys don't have a lot of C4s, well then you're going to pull out maybe a Mira, a Bandit, and get those C4s kind of all put together. And that's exactly what that 6th pick phase is for. So the reason we're seeing Armory Locker's Archives is due to the fact this is the most viable site on border. The statistics all point to it, and lots of popularity points to this bomb site. Most of the time you're going to be seeing a Mira get put here, open up this wall, and create a massive line of sight on this right side of the map, and also maybe a Mira here in Fountain area just to gain control of offices. Something you also see on border is teams do sometimes opt for the customs defense. We've seen it a couple times in scrimmages for R6AL, but it's not a viable site at all. At least the statistics say, but it really can throw off an attacking team. But again, it's really just up for debate. Do you want to throw off the team, or do you want to be able to kind of have that viable bomb site that you can kind of count on? And Armory Lockers right now is that site you can really count on. So right away, Scrud getting a kill on the Twitch. There's going to be the Bandit going for the spawn peek onto the right window there and taking out a huge operator there. So those Miras from the Mira that are just being put down now are going to stay alive if you do not have that Twitch. As Unimpeded as well gets a kill onto, that is the Scrud. So Scrud, the roamer, who did take down that Twitch, gets a nice little trade-off, and Unimpeded takes him out. So Ash is just trying to clear out these roamers here onto the right side. That is a huge flank on East Stairs. That is huge that she has control of that, because a flank from Jaeger there, where Jaeger would most likely be, but he is in sight in this situation, as all the defensive operators have opted back to go to sight. Jaeger would get to that East Stairs, and if a flank gets pulled off from there, your attack is going to get almost destroyed in a matter of seconds, and that's why it's really good to see Ash gain control of that in favor of Runic. Sniffin's just slowly pushing in here with Dokkaebi, trying to get control of Break Room here, and it looks like they have, as all of the operators on defense have already pushed back to site, and this is kind of an interesting play. On this map, you're most likely going to see a little bit more of a significant roam, and just trying to slow down that attack a little bit, but the only roam we have here is the Valkyrie, who is slightly outside of sight, but really in nobody's book is that considered a very big roam. She is just a couple seconds as SMB gets a kill onto Unimpeded, and down goes the Jackal. So the roam game that could have been tracked is not going to be getting tracked anymore. SMB2 looking for the other kill onto the Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi riddling some shots past the head right into those grates, and just the metal bar is saving that Echo. As Nesk is very interesting name. Nesk gets the kill onto Stance, and that's a huge kill for the Jaeger, pushing it to a 2-on-4. And it's just up to the Habana and the Dokkaebi. Habana able to get one that takes down the Valkyrie. Dokkaebi looking to push into B here, but the Echo drone is going to be able to spot her. Tries to get the wallbane through the wall, but is not going to pick it out in time, as a Jaeger finds himself perfectly behind the bookshelf. With that Echo drone, this really is in favor of defense. Obviously, the numbers as well. But a great kill through the wall from Nesk there. And it is all up to the very low HP Habana. She's got to get something. Misses the headshot onto the Jaeger. Just waiting for that repeat. Gets the repeat. Gets one. She has to get 3, but the crossfire has already been established. And just like that, the defensive roam for... the defensive hold, my fault. The defensive hold for Runic was just... almost unstoppable. For bot Yogi was almost unstoppable. Guys, on my side, it doesn't say I'm dropping any frames, but remember, guys, if I am dropping frames or if it is a little bit laggy, don't be afraid to tell me, as kind of this is a little bit of a one-man show for right now, at least, so I can quickly just flip off and try to change maybe my bitrate or something, and maybe try to fix that for you guys. But we're going to be going into here. So we're seeing the castle get pulled out, and that is definitely the recipe for the workshop hold, as we see. The reason you want a castle is because if you pull that castle out, get a hold of bathroom onto the ventilation room, basically extends the site out, and that is just huge control for the defense. If the attacking team then gets control of bathroom, well, then that is just kind of a huge mistake on the defensive end, because controlling bathroom is the biggest part for this defense and is the thing you need to focus on as a defensive team. Obviously, you don't want to let the plant come down, but the moment you lose control of bathroom, you basically lose control of the entire right side of site. So that's why you're seeing the castle come out, just kind of extend that site out a little bit more, and maybe slow down some attackers as well. The one bad thing with the castle, though, is the fact castle can kind of slow down the roam. And what I mean by that is, if you have a castle door, and as you see, he is extending the site in the bathroom there. If you have a castle door maybe right here, you're going to stop the roamers being able to rotate back in through that door, and it will definitely slow them down a little bit. Obviously, you got to take a couple goods with the bads and the bads with the goods. So I think Castle in this situation is just a lot better than he is worse, and I think that roam game isn't very affected by it. Also, with this site, you're going to see a lot of top-heavy control. That's why you see Nesk and Scrud up here. Most of the time, you're actually going to be seeing a Mira as well up here, just to maybe even use both of her mirrors onto those walls upstairs. But I don't think we're going to be seeing that here. Or maybe they are just waiting until they know that Twitch is off the book and don't want to get those mirrors popped too early. Because I don't think Mira has actually even placed down either of her gadgets. No, she still has one. I think the one that she has placed down is upstairs. But as you see, upstairs control is huge, and that's why you see a strong push and a very fast push here from Twitch. The ranked match here, pushing in all the way into offices already and trying to get some control. The marks do come out, so Twitch does know she is going to be met with a gunfight here. But again, that castle door, just another line of defense for the Vigil and the Jaeger, just stopping that push from offices. And that is why Castle is so good on this map. As Castle is as well with the Jaeger and the Vigil is roaming too. So this up top control is taking a lot of time out of the attacker push, and this is exactly what you want as a roamer. The more time you take out of the attacker's game is the more time they have to push and the less time they have to control a map and get the plant down. So this roam game right now is going very well, but ranked match says let's try to put that into our favor and takes down the castle. Impact does come out, almost hitting Twitch right in the face, but resorts back to cover and is going to let her Twitch drown out, just trying to get some eyes and some intel on exactly where these guys are. Jaeger's holding a very tight angle. Both Vigil and Jaeger are kind of pinned down in this room with Mira and Smoke on site. But again, lots of time being wasted here from the attacking team. And it's just all in control of defense right now. You'd mostly expect them to rotate back at this point. And you see the Vigil doing that right now, and it's as well as the Jaeger. Just as I say that, the commentators basically just told them what to do. And you see them slowly pushing back in. And a lot of time they're wasted from the attack. Great roam from the Jaeger and the Vigil. The only bad thing is obviously you did lose a life with the castle. Shots flying down in on the Mira, but not losing any health. Actually, the sledge, those windows work both ways, and the sledge loses like considerably more health than the Mira. As a great peek there from Stance. Mira was watching that angle, but was not able to react fast enough. As Stance almost gets another one, but is going to be put down. It's now a 3v4 essentially. Nesk able to get another one, that is the Jaeger. Nesk has been playing very, very well. This gets another one, just walks right into his sights, and a lot of defensive pull. It is now 3-on-3 with almost identical health. The only one down is really that Vigil, but the plant looks to be coming down into B. Can they get the push? Jaeger's not going to be seeing them in the Miro, but a great fake plant from the Habana. She's gonna have to clean this Vigil. She's gonna have to clean out this Vigil, but she's not gonna be able to get it. As Vigil, in that situation, you'd expect him to hide, but instead he opts for the kill, and he pulls it out just like that. Great kill there from the Vigil. In those situations when time is in the defensive favor, that is kind of when you'll see defense just almost hide, run off, and just not get killed. In that situation, the attack is looking for a frag. The attack is looking to end the round, because if they try to get the plant down, they have to. That means you won't be seeing that Habana fake plant like we just saw. You'll be seeing her having to put that plant down, and then you'll have the Vigil be able to push and get the easy kill. So in that situation, it was a very risky play there from the Vigil, but it was a little bit of kind of, well, obviously it worked for them as he does get the kill in the end, but it also almost solidified that round in favor of the defense. Just instead of waiting out and hiding, they get the kill in the end. So just a little bit of a boost of confidence for them with that kill. And I think it did a little bit more good than it did harm when you go for the kill instead of dying, obviously. So we haven't really seen any 6th pick come out, and just as I say that, the commentator's curse strikes once again as Thermite gets swapped out for the Habana as they are going back up to Armory Locker's Archives. Thermite is definitely more favored on this site, and the reason that is because of that very common Mira placement. If you have a Thermite, they can really get rid of that. You can really get rid of that entire wall if you are a Thermite, whereas if Habana, obviously, with her X-Caro charges, she doesn't have as much surface area covered with those charges as a Thermite would. So that's why you see Thermite kind of getting pulled out here, because not only can he basically open up this entire wall, but he also can get control of Fountain either on the east or the west wall as well. A lot of times, or what we've seen so far in many scrimmages, is a lot more defensive control of the waiting room area, the break room area here, and the monitors, which is interesting why we're not seeing in here from the defense, but obviously they've won both defensive rounds, so why fix what's not broken? But Mira actually going to be getting popped. I think the Twitch got that. The first Mira in Fountain going to be taken down, and no reinforcement here on A, which is very, very questionable. So I guess you could say the Thermite is somewhat unviable in that situation due to the fact he can't bust that open, but he obviously still can. It's just, it's not reinforced this time. Very odd play. Most of the time that is a must for reinforcements, and the fact that they haven't pulled that reinforcement out is really, really questionable. Sophia obviously trying to get control of east side here, as this was where I think the run out happened in the very beginning, picking off that Twitch. If Sophia gets that control like the Ash did last round, this is a lot more in favor of the attack, as then that flank can't get pulled off. So Lion getting shots on, trying to peek that Mira, who is just popping open the holes. My fault, that was the Smoke who was popping open the holes. As Stance gets a great grenade kill onto the Smoke right behind the Mira. Stuns do come out from the Lion as well, and this is a great push already onto site from the attacking team. Very quick push here. Sledge, Thermite, and Lion all going in. And a team kill comes out. Thermite was just trying to put his charge down, and Lion was just peppering shots into the site. And that's a huge, huge misstep for the attacking team, as now the defense are in favor. as we do see East push here from Valkyrie. This could be a major flank, and this could spell disaster. But Twitch unimpeded, just holding that angle down, and now is traded out to 3v3. And attack are right back in this one. Valkyrie still looking for that flank, is going to run out here, or maybe not. But the Jaeger and the Mira are the only ones still left in sight. Valkyrie is definitely someone you're going to have to deal with later in the round. Because she is hiding away like this, she is going to become a problem. And another team kill! That is 2 for Runic. That's the second one this round. You're lucky if you see 1 team kill in an entire map, but the fact we've seen 2 this entire round, that's a huge misstep for Runic. This round right here really looked in favor of them. They had a good push, but then 2 team kills coming out, that's not good at all. It's all up to the Zofia now, and that's just huge misstep there from Runic, and there's really not much you can say about it. Just big mistake on the offensive end, and Zofia's just going to have to clutch it out here as best as possible. She's going to be able to get the Mira. Can she get the Jaeger? Tries to P-fire the Jaeger, but the Jaeger just ducks right out of that fire. He's going to go around expecting the rotate. Is going to get it, and you might see Zofia clutch it out. She's going to have to plant. She does have diffuser. She's waiting for it. Valkyrie preps to C4. She's going to have to plant here soon. She goes for the plant. Valkyrie is going to push, going to be able to get the kill. And just like that, it is over. Almost a great clutch there from the offensive team, but Runic, those 2 team kills is really what put the nail in the coffin. It was such a good push, such a quick push, put so much pressure on the site, and then they just lost it. All the teammate chemistry went away, and we saw 2 team kills. You might be thinking, oh, they had 2 team kills in the entire map. No, 2 team kills in 1 round. Huge misplay there from Runic, and they got to figure that out. They need to get that done. They need to get that attack kind of solidified, because losing all of attacking rounds and the way they're playing right now, it looks like they might. That's not good at all. And obviously, defense is a little bit more favored on border, but you don't want to go into the defensive rotation with the attacking team, or the rotating attacking team already being on match point. So huge misplay there from Runic. They had such a good push, which is unfortunate for them, because that push was really one of their best this entire match. But then the fact that they got 2 team kills, taking off 2 players on their own team, that really meant a 3v5 in favor of defense, where the defense didn't even have to take a single shot. That's not acceptable for Runic, and they're definitely talking about that right now. The thing that they don't want to do, the last thing they want to do, is kind of get mad at each other. The moment you team kill, obviously, everyone who plays Rainbow Six, even if it's casual, if someone team kills you, you're a little bit mad. You're a little bit pissed. And there's nothing really you can do about that, and the only thing you can do is take a second and be like, all right, you know what, mistakes happen, let's just figure it out next match. But if Runic are taking a different approach to it and are getting mad at each other, that's a recipe for disaster for them. But a team as strong as Runic, I think they are going to be communicating and saying, okay guys, we can fix it, we can figure it out. And I don't think the confidence thing is really a problem for them. But obviously, the attacking push just has to get better. It was so good that last round, the only thing that happened was the teammate chemistry was just not there. And they just got to figure out that last step. We are seeing almost the exact same setup here for the ventilation room workshop area. Control of upstairs as well as the bathroom control. This is what you want to see from them, especially on defense, as it's worked before. Why fix what's not broken? I say that all the time, but when you have a team that is up 3-0, you're going to be hearing that a lot, because something they're doing is obviously working very well. We saw last match the roam from Vigil and Jaeger and Castle upstairs really held off the attack significantly. What you should be seeing here from the attack is maybe go straight for the site. I know that's a very risky play, but the moment you ignore those roamers become unviable. And if those roamers don't get any kills and they don't waste your time, those roamers were just a waste of time for the defense. And then the round is then in favor of attack. So I think right now, the biggest thing, as Twitch gets a huge pop onto that Mira, the Mira is going to have to rotate. But we are seeing a strong site push here from the attacking team. Nobody really caring about those roamers. And now you're going to be seeing Vigil and Castle rotate back down. If the attacking team has these flanks covered, they will be able to hold this out and get an attacking win. But if those flanks do come in handy for the Vigil and the Castle, that's where you might see the attacking team collapse. But Runic right now are going for a very site-heavy push as Stance gets the first kill, but Dokkaebi is going down as well as Scrud gets onto Sniffin, but Stance getting 2 in his wake and is still alive. It is all just up to the Castle, and now just the Castle, as I was going to say Castle and the Jaeger, but the Castle who hasn't rotated back down, as just great kills there from Stance and unimpeded. Very, very well played. The plant is going to be coming down. Castle is going to be able to get Diffuser down, and that is a huge play on defense. A round that looked to be getting a plant down now slightly is more in favor of defense. That Diffuser being down, and just like that, it's recovered. It definitely slowed down the attack a little bit, but I think Castle in that situation need to watch that Diffuser a little closely, a little bit more closer, as right now he's in a very tough position. Can he get the kill? He does get the down, but the Diffuser as well goes down. Sledge is rotating back outside. The only one really watching the Diffuser at this moment is going to be that Twitch. We do see the Castle finally drop down. The human drone of the Ash is going to become useful a little bit here. Does get the kill. Now it's just going to be a 2-on-1. Can defense hold it out here, or are we going to be seeing the first attacking win? The crossfire has already been established. This is going to be very hard for Castle to pull this off. He knows where one is. He doesn't know where the second is. He's going to jump out, and he's going to get killed. Stance with a 3K that round. Huge play from him. That's exactly what he needed to do. Very, very, very great play there from Stance, and very great play the entire round. Obviously, watching that Diffuser was huge, but he got 2 kills early on. That's really what pushed that attack finally in favor for Runic. So as we're getting back into actually, I was going to think that they're going to be going upstairs, but I was just mistaken, and I'm actually seeing them go down to custom inspections. Not what you'd really see, but I said this at the beginning of the stream. When you see a team go here, either they're trying to throw the attacking team off, or they have a specific strat. I think in this situation, they're definitely trying to throw off the defensive team. I mean, the offensive team. But they're obviously with a team of this level, as all teams in R6AL are at pretty much a very high level, you're going to be seeing a strat almost for every single map and every single bomb site. So I think there is definitely some type of organization here. But again, we've seen this map come out a couple of times, and I don't think it's actually been won once. The reason is it's just not a viable site, and something that's really just not looked at a lot, especially from rookie players. Obviously, none of these players are rookies. But from rookie players is they really don't consider the site, and they're just like, you know, let's just go where we go. This site is probably one of the most important things on defense, because if you can't defend a good site, you could play your best defensive round, and say you're on a bad site, you still might lose that round. And with custom inspections, just the statistics of it, it is one of the least viable sites, I think, in the entire game. Obviously, that's a little bit of a hot take there, but it's just not a very viable site. And obviously, defense are taking a slight risk here, but with the idea of doing this, you can throw off the attack, and you can pull off and slide kind of a win right out from under the attacking team. So it's really just a big risk, and just a throw up and a flip of a coin of whether you're going to get that reward. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Nesk go for the run out. No, he's actually just going to be rotating here. But on this site, you don't typically see upstairs control very favored, but right here for the defense, there is a considerable amount of upstairs presence, as Nesk able to take down the Glass, as I think that's the second time Nesk has spawn peeked, but getting the Glass as well. We've all seen the memes. When you spawn peek Glass, obviously, that's some next level stuff right there. And getting rid of that Glass is just a huge piece of the puzzle for the attacking team that has just been taken away from them. Great play there from Nesk. So, like I said, just a lot of upstairs presence here, especially for custom inspections, is not something you're going to normally see. But the pulse of Shrud is going to be taken out from the Ash, as Ash is just trying to get some more control. He's going to get the Mira spotted and just trying to gain some intel on her. Trying to get the pre-fire onto the Mira. The Mira is stuck in a very tough position. If she can get another player with her, they will be able to take her down. Ash is going to push and just miss her shots on the Mira. How is the Mirror still alive? She is at very, very little health, but finally getting put down. This ranked match finally confirms the kill, as he also gets a kill onto the Jaeger, but no, not my fault. Also gets the kill onto the castle. The Jaeger escapes with his life somehow with just 1 health. I do not know how the Jaeger is even still alive right now. So with already still 1 minute and 30 seconds left, the team scoreboard right now is 2v2. 3 players from each team have already been taken down, and the round hasn't even been close to the crunch time where you start seeing a push develop. But right now it is still in favor of attack, as Jaeger is considerably low. So essentially you are playing with 1/16 of a player due to the fact how low Jaeger's health really is. We're going to be seeing unimpeded peek onto this Jaeger. Is he going to be able to see him? I don't think he is. Jaeger's just waiting here. Jaeger does finally fire a couple shots up, and the Twitch just no idea where he is. She's just going to be waiting here, waiting for the push from the Jaeger, but the Jaeger as well is going to be waiting, and it's just going to be a waiting game. And any waiting game is obviously in favor of the defense. But Zofia able to figure it out, knows exactly where she is, and that is it for the Jaeger, who is at such low health it was almost prolonging his death. But Smoke, the last one in sight, gets his smoke destroyed at the exact wrong time. But Smoke is the person you want on site due to the fact he can really prolong that attack. As somehow the Twitch gets killed from the smoke canister, not something you see every day. And what a round that had so many people dead early is coming down to crunch time and is going to be one from defense. Great play there from the smoke. I don't know how he even killed the Twitch with the smoke grenades. It's something you really don't see every day. The thing you're normally going to be seeing from a smoke is the fact that he can just hold off a plant, he can hold off a push, but getting a kill with this smoke is most of the time only on downed players. And the Twitch in that situation was not down, and I think just inhaled too many toxic fumes, and I think was just trying to answer the question of what really is in that canister. And I don't think really got her finger on it due to the fact she did die. And just like that, 4-1 here, we are seeing just 1 point away from match point, but the roles have switched, and we are going to be seeing Runic onto defense and Bot Yogi onto offense. It's going to be interesting how the pattern really works here. Right now, we've seen defense has obviously been the favored due to the fact it is 4-1, but we could see maybe it's not necessarily there's an option favored, it's just maybe one team is just outplaying the other currently. Runic right now, I think, are just not with it. Obviously, they've already had 2 team kills. They've had some really silly mistakes on offense with that Twitch, obviously, last round. And I think they're just not with it right now. It might be the nerves of the first league match kind of getting to them, and just a lot of pressure comes with it. But you know what they say, pressure shapes legends. And right now, that pressure is kind of maybe crumpling down Runic right now. So they got to really clutch it out here, play some very strong defense. And maybe, well, obviously the map is in favor of them as defense is slightly favored on border. But is that slight advantage really going to prove to be something that pushes Runic back into a very considerable overtime maybe position? Or are we going to see Bot Yogi just run away with this one here, put it on the match point, and maybe even end it 6-1? It's really all up for debate. As I've said this so many times, it's really just kind of the fact Siege is such a fluid game. There really is no time you can say, oh, one team's definitely going to win, one team's definitely going to lose. You could have a team of coppers going up against a team of diamonds, and in 1,000 situations, maybe one of those times, the coppers win. As just a second there to look at the kills and kind of the scores of all the teams. As I say that, Scrud is able to get the kill onto the Vigil, who I think was spawn peeking, but is also going to be downed as well. So the Jaeger is going to push her and get the kill with not his knife, but his gun. Missing the knife at the very beginning. But I apologize for not getting that kill. So it's just trying to show you guys the scoreboard. I know I said Shroud, my fault. His name is Scrud, not Shroud. But with that, talking about Shroud, I hope you guys all saw the news. Cloud9 have finally found their way into the Rainbow Six Pro League. They have a pretty strong lineup. I know Foxa and I think I forgot the last another person, but just a very strong lineup for them, and it's going to be interesting to see how they get implemented into the Pro League and really how they play together. As I was talking about Shroud, as Thermite might be able to get this peek onto the Mira. Mira is going to get spotted here. Mira getting the security room hold is very, very huge, but it's going to be lost just like that. As again, when a trade comes out, a down as well comes out, and Jaeger is looking to push this and able to get one kill. He was detected by the E1D, able to get another. Can he get the third? He is not going to be able to get it, but ranked match, taking out almost the entire offensive attack there on the south side. Great play from him, and now attack is just not looking good. And so far, defense is looking to be the more favored of the options here on map border. But again, like I said, you really never know with Siege. Both of the bot Yogi players are very, very low. And this is definitely in favor of Runic. But can they hold it? We are going to see both the Twitch and the Thatcher push the same side. The plant actually might come down. Castle is going to go for the push. Not able to get him down, but the Twitch is going to finally be able to confirm that kill. And now it is all up to the smoke, as a great plant there from the attacking team comes down. Very, very careless play there from the Castle, pushing that angle, knowing that someone is going to push you as well, as there is obviously going to be a crossfire. Very, very premature play there from the smoke, from the Castle, my fault. And now we see smoke. Finally landing smokes out. Might be going for the defuse here, but he is able to get wallbang, as the attackers can see exactly where that diffuser is. As a defense that looked in favor of Runic looked to just kind of get disemboweled by that really very questionable plant and a very questionable play from Castle. And we are seeing Runic now facing a match point, as bot Yogi are proving to be very, very good. Ranked match, we did see him pull off a great 3K on the south side, almost fizzling that attack out in an instant. But again, just some really, really questionable mistakes here from Runic. They're pushing themselves into firing angles from the offensive team. They're pushing themselves into very questionable rotations, and they're just kind of beating themselves up. As we saw with that Castle, obviously there's going to be a crossfire there. If a plant is going down, you better believe someone else is watching the person planting. And the fact that the Castle came rushing around that corner, knowing that, very, very questionable play. Obviously, you do want to kill that diffuser, but I think the smart play in that situation is maybe wait for that smoke to rotate, and then maybe chuck a smoke out, stop that plant, force the attack to get prolonged, and then look at that, you have time in your favor. Very, very weird play there from Runic, and I think that's the thing that's been kind of summing them up so far. They've looked good almost every single round. It's always that last inch that they kind of fail to succeed, and they fail to really get things going.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And the reason I say that is because we saw on attack as well, we saw a great push from Runic once, but then they team killed twice. And then again right there, we saw a great defensive hold, as we saw ranked match get three actually huge kills on the south side, making it a 2v2, especially in favor of defense, but we just saw Castle do a really weird push. So I think Runic is just definitely struggling right now. They got to figure it out soon. And I think going on this defense and going to this site, again, is the smart option. Most of the time in this situation, you might see teams opt for a different site, maybe go downstairs to a ventilation room and maybe get some control of bathroom and things like that. But I think just due to the fact they are struggling a little bit right now, they need to go to the most viable site, and the most viable site on this map is custom inspections, is Archives. And I'm glad that they're going back here. The thing I think to sum up Runic's play is their gunplay has been very, very good, but their team play has been almost non-existent. It seems as if the pushes, yes, they're coming as a team and they're being coordinated, but it's always at the very tail end of them where they kind of just disembark from being a team and just kind of go for solo plays and solo kills. That's what we saw from the Castle last round again. And I hate to bum down onto one player as I'm bumming down kind of onto that Castle, but it is just the easiest example I can pull from. As Ranked Match is trying to establish himself once again here in the break room, he's in a very good position to Capito laying some shots in. Is he going to be able to see the Jaeger? He does not. Jaeger just pulls away at the exact right time. Andre Vision able to get one kill down on the Sniffin. And match point now for the attacking team. Slightly more in favor of them. Runic got to get something going here. This is their last shot on border. Most of the time when you see a team on match point, the team attacking or defending, as Rank Match gets a great kill onto the Capitao, as that kind of gunfight was just prolonging as I was just waiting to happen. But most of the time on an attack when it's on match point, you're going to see the attacking team take a lot more time than they normally would, due to the fact they're just kind of scared either they might choke or they might throw it. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing here, and it's not proving to be very good, as we are able to get 2 kills from a great peek hole there. And now 2 players left here for the attacking team. And I've said it time and time again, it's looking in favor of Runic, but we've seen what they've done later on in matches, so you really can never say that, and you can never really count Bot Yogi out. Next, just trying to get this kill onto the Jaeger. The Jaeger is very low, waiting for the peek. Is going to peek just slightly, but Twitch was just not in the correct position. And 42 seconds left here. They're going to have to get that push going. The run out is going to come out. And the Jaeger is also going to push. The crossfire has been established. And this is just not looking good here. The Thatcher is going to die as well. It's all up to the Twitch with 28 seconds left. Does not have the diffuser. This is not looking good here for the attack. And Runic look to be pulling this defensive out here. Twitch is going to get spotted. That is all of the intel given to the team, and you just see almost the entire Runic team push that. And great win there from Runic. In the very beginning, it was definitely in favor of the offensive team, as just 2 players went down early for Runic, but they held strong, and they held very well. And just like that, prolonging match point here. They're playing a little bit better there, but at the very end, we saw a little bit of a miscommunication. Obviously, they won, so it doesn't mean as much, but you also have to analyze this, imagining they didn't win. The reason they wouldn't win is due to the fact you could see everyone pushing, as we saw that as Runic pushed that Twitch almost all at the same time. You could see Twitch pull out a miraculous play and kill all 4 of them just like that. Sometimes you're going to see that. Sometimes you're going to see that happen with a very skilled player, and we really could have seen that there from the Twitch. So I think Runic, obviously they won that round still, but they have to be questioning. There is some team play aspects that need to be fixed here soon. As guys, I see you reminding me in the chat to pull up the scoreboard. Please keep doing that. Sometimes just, again, because it is a little bit of a one-man show right now, I kind of get caught up in the casting. I never really can just take a moment and look at the scoreboard. But right now, like, the team play aspect is kind of coming out here, as we do see a slight carry for, well, not slight carry, he has 6 more kills than second place, as Rank Match is kind of carrying his team, whereas on Bot Yogi, it's a little bit more of an even scoreboard. We have all 4s across the board and then an 8 as the highest kill rate. So little bit, well, not, I wouldn't necessarily say a little bit more. It's significantly more spread out for Bot Yogi, and it's a little bit more spread out for Runic, and I think that just translates the way they've been playing. Runic have been getting frags, and they have been getting good kills, but they just haven't been playing well as a team that haven't really been gelling together. Whereas Bot Yogi, they've been getting kills, and they've also been spreading out those kills, and that's exactly why you see the scoreboard like that. So we are going to be seeing them on ventilation room. They are not extending the site into bathroom, which is very, very questionable. They're actually going to be reinforcing bathroom off. And I don't think they're actually even going to put a body in bathroom. And that could be a recipe for disaster, because if they have a thermite, which they do in Chalet's My Home, if thermite gets that wall taken down, that's an opportunity for a plant straight away for the attacking team. Doc is in a very, very interesting spot here. Just waiting for the push. as we do see a pretty up-top heavy roam as a Smoke, out of all operators to send on a roam, Smoke is the last one you'd send. Very, very questionable play on defense. Putting Smoke on the roam is not what you want to do. He is an operator that you will put on site and just hold off that push. And the fact he's roaming is very, very weird. As Nesk is able to get a kill onto Sniffin, that's going to be the Smoke down, and there goes your stopping the push and stopping the plant operator. The only one you have left now is that Echo. Obviously, Echo is very good at that. But losing that Smoke so early on with a roam as well, it's just kind of a questionable play there from Runic. And I think that's kind of summing up, I've said summing up a lot, I'm sorry, but that's just summing up the way they've been playing. It's just been really questionable. They've been getting frags, they've been getting kills, they've been kind of staying in this match, but they're making really odd mistakes. And I think that Smoke going down early is going to bite them in the back here in this round. We do see Twitch finally pushing in, as well as the Ash and the Thatcher are just droning out. Thatcher finally recognizing nobody is controlling Bathroom, and he can just push into A here. But he is going to be picked off from that roam in Customs and stands with a Vigil with a great roam there, just being patient and waiting. He's going to have to rotate now because surely his intel has been given away, but it doesn't even matter. He just lets another one walk into his sights and stands with 2 huge kills and has pushed this back in favor of defense. Ash is looking to take down Stance in Customs. Stance is, I guess you could say, holding his stance here and just holding strong, waiting for that Ash to peek once again. Is going to see it, but is he going to be able to land the headshot? He does, and there goes down the Ash. Stance is an opportunity to get 3 kills, but Lion is going to be able to pick up Ash. Great play here from Stance. He's been really controlling this roam and has slowed down the attack almost entirely. 22 seconds left, as well as having the Echo. That's exactly the situation you want to be in on defense. And any plant coming down is going to be easily stopped by that Echo with 13 seconds left. This is definitely favoring, but just like that, it is back 3-3. There could be an opportunity here. They haven't gotten the plant down. The plant is finally coming down, but it looks like it's going to go in favor of defense. I mean, obviously it's going to go in favor in defense. My fault. I completely lost my train of thought there. It looked like it was going to go in favor in defense the entire way. But it did go down to a 3v3, and there was a slight glimpse of maybe Attack being able to put that diffuser down. But Mira was able and kind of dealt with that line fairly well. And just like that, 3-5, Runic are slowly putting themselves back into this match. Obviously, so far on Border, defense has not been favored. I mean, defense has been favored significantly more. We saw with Runic, when they were on Attack, they only won once. And right now, with Bot Yogi on Attack, they've also only won once. So defense on Border, with this kind of new rotation of 5 offense, 5 attack in this match right now, defense is extremely favored and is proving to be, I guess you could say, the meta right now. I think the play we really have to look at is Stance in that round. Really held strong with that Vigil and just had a great roam. He completely slowed down that attack almost entirely and almost fizzled that attack out in just a matter of seconds. It was 3 people pushed him. He killed all 3. He didn't kill all 3. He killed 2 and downed 1. But the moment you are picking Ash up, that was when Lion and Ash and Thatcher, they only had 30 seconds left. And it was all because Stance was just holding off that push so well and so greatly. He really just put his team on his back right there. And the attackers just couldn't do anything about it. They had to get the plant down. And everything was just in favor of the defensive team for a significant portion of that round. We are seeing them. Oh, excuse me. We are seeing them go back up to custom inspections. I keep saying that. Armory and archives here. And this is definitely, I think, the very smart move. Sometimes you might see them try to, again, go for a little bit of a surprise and go down to customs. But I think staying into the archives area and the archives site is the smart move. It's the more viable site. And I think you could potentially see, just because how viable the site is, could potentially see it go to 4-5. But obviously the site is important, but it can't dictate an entire round. with this site from a defensive team, you're not necessarily going to see a very heavy roam, but you are going to be seeing a roam exactly where Stance is right now. You're going to be seeing a security room, break room, area roam. Whereas everybody else might kind of roam near offices where the bandit kind of is, but the only significant roam with this site will be that custom area inspections roam, and that's kind of what we're seeing here from the Vigil. As Vigil is able to land a couple good shots onto the Ash, and that roam is proving to be deadly once again here from Stance, who's playing very well here on defense. Jacko's going to be stunned and is able to somehow get the kill on the Aoeah. That was all in favor of Aoeah right now. I don't quite understand how he actually got stunned. He didn't really move into sight there, but it doesn't matter as even when he was stunned, able to land the headshot right onto the Aoeah. Defense losing a pretty significant operator right off the bat. Stance is still in his favorable position here on the roam, but nobody is really going towards him, and they're almost ignoring him at this point, as the entire attacking team is really pushing this east side. Both the Thermite and the Ash pushed in. Almost the entire team here has pushed in. The Splashbangs is going to be going out. Will they be able to see that bandit? Is bandit going to be getting pushed here? I don't think he sees on far left. He's going to hear a couple shots roll through, and there goes. But Stan's able to get another roam, and he's going to be finally knocked down from Andre, and that is exactly why you want to hold those east stairs, but it's essentially right now a 2v3 as the Ash has gone down, and this could be another drawback here, and kind of clawing themselves back into this one here for Runic, as they do have the numbers on defense, but Ash has been picked back up. And somehow, SMB is able to get another kill and gets two. How did he stay alive? Pre-fires one corner and gets the other, and he is still alive. And it's now just up to the Mira. But he's finally getting taken down. It is a one-on-one money run. How did Plague just do that? I don't know if that was spectator mode. Sometimes you don't necessarily see it. But I think he might have just hip-fired. No, he did not. Okay. I thought sometimes with spectator mode, you do see the hip-fire come out. But that wasn't a hip fire. He did aim down sights, but just like that, Runic are right back into this match and could tie it at 5-5. What was a 5-1 lead here for Bot Yogi has just been completely transferred, and all of the confidence is in favor of Runic. They are playing significantly better. They are spreading out the kills as we see 2 players with 10 kills and ranked match with 12. Unimpeded and Sniffin definitely have to pick up the pace a little bit. But it's been very, very strong as of late here for Runic. They have completely changed their style of play. They are working stronger together. They're obviously on defense, which is slightly favored, which helps them significantly. But they're also just getting much more valuable frags, and they're not playing they're playing significantly more smart. We saw a couple mistakes from them on attack that were just kind of game sense mistakes, but you're not seeing that here from them. And that's why I think we could see potentially the first map that looked to be easily going in favor of Bot Yogi. This could potentially go to overtime here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by...
So they are going to ventilation room. They do not bring a castle, so it looks like they aren't going to be extending into bathroom. But they didn't do that last round on the same site, and it did work. So I don't really want to judge it this time. As I said last time, it definitely, I thought, in my opinion, wasn't the smartest plan, but it worked last time. So who am I to judge? But right now, I think if Bot Yogi want to get back into this match, obviously they are still in the lead, but if they want to get back into this match and pull out the win finally here, they need to take a second right now in this drone phase to kind of talk things over. The strongest teams are the teams that can just take a second, take a break, reset, and then get things going. And it takes a really strong captain and a really strong in-game leader to figure that out, get things going for their team, and especially come back from a just losing 3 in a row, I think it is. That's just, you have to come back from that. Going 3 unanswered, you have to talk to your team, you have to give them a little bit more confidence, and that is all up to the in-game leader here. So a lot is lying on the shoulders of Bot Yogi right now. As we see Stance again in his favorable position in that break room area. We also see a pretty significant roam here. He is going to be droned out, though. I don't think Bandit did see the drone. He is finally going to be able to take down that drone. Twitch is going to be coming in for the pre-fire, but Twitch is going to also... No, not Twitch. My fault. That was the Ash going in for the pre-fire. No, wait. Who it was? I don't know exactly. No, I think it might have been the Ash. I'm a little confused who that was, but the Ash did go in for the pre-fire, but goes significantly low. I think it was going to reset herself. Yes, she is. Reset is going to come out. And Scrud able to get a kill onto Unimpeded, who I think was going for the run out. Great Claymore set there. That actually might have been on East Stairs. Don't exactly know where that is, but defense now losing a player, and the push is on here for the attack. Runic got to get a kill here to trade it up, and they do. Huge play there from the Echo. They needed to get that trade, because if they didn't, this was slowly going in favor of the attacking team. And obviously, with the attacking team on match point, you do not want to give them any slip-ups or any mistakes. That trade was very, very big. Mira, we do still see her upstairs. Hasn't rotated back down, nor has the Smoke. Again, though, Smoke is not rotating back down. The only player actually in sight is going to be that Echo. Buck does get down, but Nesk able to get another kill on in sight, and he's just going to go for the upstairs push here. I don't think Buck is going to be able to get picked up, just as I say that he is currently being picked up. And just like that Stance, the Roamer is going to be taken down, and now it is all up to the Smoke and the Mira. Smoke is going to be looking to rotate back down, as nobody is in sight here for Runic. They need to get someone back down there. Smoke's going to drop down at the exact wrong time, and it is now all up to the Mira. Mira is able to get one. Can she get the last two? She is not. And finally, the defense are going to be losing that round, and the comeback is not going to be on there for Runic. And finally, Bot Yogi able to kind of clean that one up, and we're going to be going on to the next map. That was a very, very interesting half. It was really back and forth. A game that seemed to just be going completely in favor of one team at the beginning, which was Bot Yogi. Obviously, Bot Yogi did come out with the win in the end. Runic just turned it on at the last second. And it, I think, could be in part, don't look at my rank, don't worry about that. It could be in part just due to the fact they just, I mean, you could say there just was not enough kind of, what am I trying to say here? There was not enough people. I think it was.
Yo, are we doing like an intermission or what?
I have no idea.
Or a side switch, I don't even know.
1 second. But what I was saying was, at the bottom of the leaderboard, I think there just needs to be a little bit more support there for the Runic team. They had a lot of players at the top fragging with double digits, but just bottom fraggers. I think it was Sniffin was one of them, and I think Plague was the other. They just got to be picking up the pace. I don't necessarily know if it was Plague. I just know one of them was Sniffin. He has to definitely pick up the pace in the next one, and he's just got to figure it out. And 1 second, guys, we'll be right back, and I'm going to be getting the next match set up for you guys. Just have to go over a couple things with the players. Alright guys, we are back after the little bit of an intermission. I just wanted to apologize. Last match was the, I was talking about the people who need to pick up the... Wait, uh-oh. We need to do a rehost. Alright. My bad. I'm actually a little confused on what the rehost is for, but my fault, guys. We're gonna have to do a quick rehost here, and we'll be right back with you.
So we won that map, right?
And speak Chinese.
You guys forfeited.
Forfeited because too bad.
My wife left me.
Alright guys, sorry about that slight mix-up. The teams, we didn't change their sides. But the blue team is now Bot Yogi. If you guys briefly saw, I had to take the overlay names off, and that is due to the fact the switching sides for the OBS was not working. So basically all you need to know is blue team is Bot Yogi, so the reason they have blue as a point is obviously the fact Bot Yogi have a point because they won the last match. In every other league match, obviously, like I said, since this is the first time, there's definitely going to be some hiccups and things in there that need to be fixed. But because the switching sides aspect of the overlay wasn't quite working, I apologize for that, and I'll make sure I'll get that addressed as soon as possible. But Bot Yogi, they have a point, and obviously, if Runic win, we just both, it's going to be 1-1, so you don't really have to flip the sides at all. We can just go on to the next map and keep those points the same. But if Bot Yogi win here, same thing applies. You don't have to change it. If you guys are confused, don't worry. It's just know that Bot Yogi's blue, Runic is orange. Okay, so the first bans we actually come out is seeing a hard breacher first with Habana. Very interesting, and Aoeah as well. Wow, two big bans there. And the reason they are so massive and kind of so surprising is due to the fact Habana is one of the most picked operators. Aoeah is one of the most picked operators. Habana's pick rate is, I'm pretty sure, 87%. Aoeah's is 86%. That's a big number. They are both second most picked operators in their respective attacker defense. So them being banned out, that's huge. As well as the Echo that we saw was so favored last match also being banned out. That's just some... Those are three operators that both of these teams have used considerably. Whereas maybe the IQ not so much. Maybe they are looking to kind of use a Valkyrie. I'm a little confused. Obviously, IQ just can see people, obviously like Vigil and Pulse, but banning her out, I don't necessarily know if that's the smartest idea. Obviously, there's something they thought with the IQ and things that she would bring that would be difficult. That's why she got banned out, but I'm not really seeing it here. But the Aoeah and Habana, those two, wow. Those are two of the biggest bans I think we've seen so far. Obviously, we've only seen one game of League play, but still doesn't take away the significance of how kind of important those operators are. So for this match, we're actually going to be seeing Bot Yogi are going to be the ones on defense first, and Runic are going to be attacking first. And then obviously, if you are just joining in, it's 5 attack, 5 defense, and then the roles flip. And then overtime, if it comes down to it, it could potentially be infinite. What we saw last match was the team that was on defense came out to a very hot start and were almost they weren't almost dominating. They were significantly dominating the other team. It was 4-1 in favor of the team that was on defense. Will we see that here? Will the defensive team get the advantage early? I don't know. Bank is obviously a much different map, and it's a completely different playstyle from other maps. But if that does happen, which I actually also don't expect it to, because we saw Runic really start pulling it together later half of the last match, I think Runic are going to be able to keep this one a little bit more even. Obviously, Runic are on defense first also, so that could push them out to the lead in the beginning. But I think this match, due to the fact, obviously, it is Bank, and it's a lot more of, I think, 50-50 on offense and defense. I also think just because of the fact Runic were playing significantly stronger at the later half of the other match, I think this is going to be a significantly closer match, obviously, in the beginning. The last match got close at the very end, but I think this one will be close almost the entire way through. Jaeger still hasn't put down those barbed wires, and I think is the only roamer. Actually, never mind, I completely wrong. Legion and Vigil are both roaming with Jaeger all in open area. Gaining control of open area, especially on defense, is huge, but Legion is obviously finding his way back down the site. But Vigil and Jaeger holding down this open area skylight kind of spot is a significant part of the defense, and obviously going for those pre-fires. The Jaeger was onto that construction tunnel. This is a pretty good defensive hold here, as we are seeing them try to clear out the roamers up top. But I don't think the Jaeger, but the Vigil is going to finally see him. I was going to say I don't think the roamers are actually seeing anyone, but finally the first lines of sight are coming out, and Thermite is just laying a couple of shots into the skylight area, just trying to hold off that flank. Vigil is going to go down. He's probably most likely not going to be able to get picked up. I don't necessarily know if they saw the Jaeger, but just like that, he's going to go down in a big kind of explosion of flames, as Jaeger, just as I flip away from him, goes down from the Lion, gets detected by the EU1. Actually, no, he does not. Lion was just right behind him almost the entire time. And a great roam clear there from the attacking team, and now they're going to start pushing their way to the side. Ranked match able to take down Andre. Chalet is my home, able to take down ranked match, so there's just a little bit of a trade there, but it is still in favor of defense. But Glads is down and Ash is down, so it is essentially a 2v2. Ash has to quickly find his way back out. Could potentially go for the pickup, but because of the fact Smoke was not able to throw him on that plant, now you're forcing a retake here from the Smoke and the Maestro. Maestro is just laying a couple of shots onto that Thermite, and Glads is actually going to be able to get picked up, so it is now 3v1 here in favor of the offense. Smoke is going for a huge flank here. I don't think the attacking team is expecting it, and I think they're expecting almost a significant win here in a significant fashion, but we could see something come here from the Smoke, but it stays that way. A significant win in a pretty convincing fashion, and a great use of the headphones there, knowing exactly when the Smoke is going to drop, peeking up at the exact right time. And the defensive hold there from Runic was definitely flawed. The roam was a good thought, but it was cleared out way too quickly. And I think on that site, Runic were really looking for a Mira. And because Mira is banned, you obviously can't use the Mira. You just can't utilize her and utilize those lines of sight she creates on that site. And with that site, you need that line of sight onto B, because if they get a plant down in the B and you don't know it, because you don't have that line of sight, exactly what you saw happen there will happen time and time again. Smoke just not able to get the Smoke exactly where he wants it, and the plant is still able to come down, forcing the retake. And anytime a defense is trying to retake, it's just significantly in favor of the attacking team. Fun fact with that, actually, the point I just said, if anyone was watching the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational, there was a interview they did with people who went there, and I was there. This is completely unrelated to casting, but the thing I wanted to say was I was at the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational, and I did an interview with one of the Uplay developers, and they were like, it was like these like kind of weird questions, like, what do you think the attackers are typing when they plant the bomb? And what I said was, I think they're typing, oh, we got this in the bag. And the reason I say that is because the moment you get that plant down, everything is just significantly in favor of attack. Fun fact, it's just completely unrelated to exactly what's happening now, but I thought it slightly tied into what I just said, but you know, just a little bit of a glimpse into the life of the caster. So obviously they're opting for a different site here. And with this site, obviously without that mirror, you can't create lines of sight into open area or lines of sight onto the elevator area. So the mirror is really proven to be difficult. You could even potentially put a mirror here and look in the main entrance, but obviously without that mirror, it's just going to be up to just winning your gunfights and peeking those corners correctly, because you're not going to be able to have that advantage of seeing the attacking team. So I think that ban with the mirror is really just going to continue coming into play here, as if they can get into sight quickly and kind of establish angles, the attacking team is just almost a done deal for them. So you're seeing a very significant garage push here. Maybe go for the downstairs clear, but there are no downstairs roamers. There are a couple upstairs. Upstairs and vertical control is huge on this site, but vertical control as in below the site, not necessarily as favored here. It's going to be the Vigil. The Vigil and the Valkyrie are going to be the ones roaming upstairs. Vigil is going to get droned out just to not have his little gadget deployed there. So they do know there are a couple roamers upstairs. The Lion first charge is going to come out, and he looks like to be pushing these roamers upstairs. They got to get this roam clear out of the way quickly, and they got to get it very well, and that's a great start for it, because Vagan of SMB is able to just take down Stance, but unimpeded, able to take down Scrud, so the trade does come out. It is going to be a one-on-one here. Vigil and the Lion. Lion just able to peek right onto the Vigil. I don't think he knows that he is down. He's going to go for the kill. Misses the revolver shot the first time, and really takes his time to line it up the second time. And the roam clear does come out in favor of the attacking team. And it's a huge push. And Andre able to get the kill on the rank match, when rank match just missed all of his shots there. And now open area control is in favor of attacking team, and everything is just slowly falling apart here for the defense, as everybody has pushed back down into sight, and it's just out for the Mute and the Legion. Having Legion alive this late in the match is huge, because obviously, as we know, Legion gets stronger as the round goes on. And the plane is going to be able to come down. Prefer is going to come up, but he's also going to get shot right through the smoke, as Glaz is right there with him. Plane is going to be coming down this time, and it's going to be finally all up to this Legion, who's going to have to push this. But like I said, he is the operator you do want to stay alive the longest, because he gets his gadgets later on and gets more of them as the round progresses and goes on. But in this situation, when it's a 3v1 and the diffuser is down, even as it is in favor because he is Legion and is better later in the round, it's still not as significant as 4 versus 1 person. Legion actually finds his way in a very favorable position here. Able to get not one, never mind, I was about to say he gets the Glaz, but he only downs him, and Glaz just puts his last bullet right in between his eyes and is able to get the kill there with a great final kill cam, where we see just a nice hallway. Great play there, and great roam clearance from the attacking team. Once again, the roam game here from Runic, I mean, my fault. Roam game here from Runic has been there, but it's almost been non-existent. And what I mean by that is, it's not necessarily non-existent in the fact that they're attempting it, but it's non-existent in the fact that it hasn't proven to be a problem for either of the teams. I mean, for, obviously, in this case, for the attacking team, due to the fact it's just been cleared almost instantaneously. Yes, you got 1 kill last round with the roam game, but it was immediately traded back by the Lion, and then the Vigil went down right away. So you essentially put 2 for 1, and it was in attacker's favor. And you didn't even waste a lot of time of the attackers. That roam game for Runic just needs to be stronger. They need to win their gunfights, or they just need to figure out a way to slow down that attack. Because when that plant came down, there was considerably, I think, about a minute still left, just due to the fact how quickly they got into sight, how quickly they got control of the entire map, all because the roam game wasn't strong enough.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So they are going back down. Never mind. They are going to the exact same spot. I think they're going to try to figure something out here, and I think the thing they need to figure out is the fact they need to have a stronger roam game. They need to figure out when to win those gunfights, when to slow the attack down, and I think they could win this site. I would expect them to go back downstairs. They were definitely a little bit closer on that site as it was a 2v2 near the end, whereas this one was a 3v1. I say they should have gone back downstairs, but obviously they see something in this situation and they see something that they want to improve on, and maybe they can turn this site into a little bit slightly more viable in their favor. And I think that's why you see them going for it again. We are seeing almost the exact same roam here, where actually Valkyrie is going to be the only one roaming. And like I said, where they need a roam game stronger, they actually opt to send less bodies into the roam game and maybe more of a site control. A little bit questionable, but it also could work. I mean, I guess the best solution to a struggling roam game is to completely get rid of it. So that's maybe why you're seeing the Valkyrie being the only one roaming, and never mind, Bandit joins the Valkyrie. But instead of the Vigil and having the ability to not be seen by drones, Bandit will be exposed to drones and will be exposed to getting sighted out. As Thatcher is just in a complete barrage of just issues here. I don't, no idea what is happening. What is going on here? I guess I got hacked by Mute because I'm so confused. This has got to be some type of glitch. I've tried to commentate, but I'm gonna quickly go back out after this round is over. Maybe we'll fix it. So I think I just got attacked by Mute. I think Mute is in my house, and I think I'm just, if I just disappear off of the mic, guys, I'm sorry. I've just been hacked. I have no idea what's going on, but it doesn't matter because it's just a 1v5 now, and Bot Yogi are just playing out of their mind. Bot Yogi came out I can't even speak, seriously. Let me change resolution back. The resolution is exactly the same. I didn't even touch it. Let me do this, hold up. Maybe if I apply this. Hold up, and cancel it, and come back. I don't, what? Hold up, I'll figure this out real quick. I'm so confused. I'm gonna quickly change to my, it's back. Are we good? I don't know. I don't know what just happened. We, I think just got attacked by Mute. Spectator mode is officially just not working well in this patch, and I'm just waiting for the Operation Health 2.0 because there are so many things Ubisoft needs to fix. And one of them actually being the reason we had to do that rehost earlier is I said flip the sides, whereas most of the time it says orange team will attack first and you can flip the sides. Didn't work at all. It didn't work a bit, and obviously we just got attacked by Mute, so I guess you could say the firewall is an issue as well. There's just a lot of things that need to be fixed, but Rainbow, I think we'll figure that out soon. I think that's why you do see a couple leagues actually delaying, because CCS and Pro League both delayed. I was going to ask people to kind of, if they wanted to delay that, but I think it was probably the smarter thing to just kind of go on with the match. As right now, we see the scoreboard for Runic is just not acceptable. They have 5 kills as an entire team. The top fragger for Bot Yogi has more kills than the entire team of Runic. Runic are struggling right now. They're getting down way too early. They're losing bodies way too quickly. And the last match when we got attacked by Mute, even though we couldn't really see it that well, it was a 5v1 flawless victory. Bandit lost in the very end. Flawless victory there for Bot Yogi, and I don't know exactly if it's maybe you could blame the site, but I think just right now Runic are kind of out of it once again. They had a slow start last match. I think it's an even slower start this time. As with the last match, the rounds ended fairly close, and oh my goodness, please don't happen again. Okay, so I was a little scared there. It almost had the glitch happen again, but we are good to go. But we saw last match, they had a very slow start, and they started to bring it back when they rotated sides. But in that match as well, they had a slow start, yes, but they also were a little bit closer with the losses they had. It was like 1v2s, 2v1s, and things like that. Whereas this one, it was a flawless victory or a 3v1 in favor of Bot Yogi. So this game is just not as close as it was on map of Border. So you are seeing a pretty big roam here with Aoeah, Jaeger, and the Vigil all roaming. The only people left in sight are the Rook and the Legion, which I think is a smart play, but obviously on Garage, you don't want to spread out too much. On Bank, though, because it's such a big map, spreading out is also a good plan. It's really just 50-50 what you want to do. And obviously, it is working very well because finally, the first kill going in favor of defense. And that's actually going to come onto site instead of one of the roamers getting that down. So the roam game is still kind of waiting here for any type of push. Jaeger is going to push into open area. He's not going to be able to see the Glaz, and Glaz able to just take down the Jaeger. Again, very, very premature play there from the Glaz. I mean, the Jaeger just running straight in, not really thinking about what could be on the other side. Doesn't even check his left corner. I think Runic are just kind of just stuck in this mindset of they have to get something down now and they have to do it quickly. And that's not a mindset you want to be then, especially in the game of Siege, especially when you're on defense. Stance just not able to land his shots. There does get him down, though. It's going to be the Thermite down. Should be able to get picked back up here unless Stance is going to push. It looks like he might, but that could be a recipe for disaster, because there is a lot of people in that room waiting for him to push. One good thing, though, about this roam is it's slowing down this attack significantly. With 50 seconds left, the attackers are going to look to rotate as Vigil just looks at the exact wrong time, and Glaz able to pinpoint the shot, take down the Vigil, and there goes the roam clear. The only one left is Aoeah, who might slowly find herself into open area and try to get the flank. But now, numbers in favor of the attack, and they are going to be pushing the site now. Site late in the matches. There is only 30 seconds left. We could potentially see something here as actually the Thermite to be a little bit of friendly fire damage there because of the Thatcher charge hitting him in the foot. But actually, with a great kill there from Ranked Match, not even seeing the Glaz. Great pre-fire into the smoke. Tries to pick up the diffuser, but it's going to be all up to the Lion. And just like that, defense. I was thinking, I'm going to be honest, I was thinking that's going to be a round going in attack. Yes, it was a good roam. Yes, a lot of time was ticked off the board, but there was a heavy sight push, and you had Glaz chucking out his final smokes with Lion. That really was favoring the attack at the end there. Time wasn't, but every other factor was. But the Legion getting the kill through the smoke on the Glaz was very, very significant. And I think that's really what pushed that round in favor of defense. Even though you could technically say that was a pretty lucky kill as he just sprayed through the smoke and got a headshot on Glaz. Obviously, that does sound pretty lucky. But it still doesn't take away from the meaning of it and the significance of it. And that's why I think defense won that round. Finally, Runic able to pull one out, and looks like they're going back up to Teller's office and archives. This one has been a struggle for them. I'm a little confused why they haven't opted to go up to CEO office and change it up a little bit, because Teller's so far, both of the times, have been really, really just completely in favor of the attack. And it's not really an easy way to put it. It was, I think, a 3v1-1 situation and then a flawless victory in the second situation. And if I'm on defense, I wouldn't tell myself, okay, let's go back to that site. I'd tell myself, okay, let's stay away from that site. So it's a little bit confused here on why they're going back down to archives here. I really think they should be going up to CEO. But again, who am I to judge? Maybe they've talked about this. Maybe they have a different strat. Maybe a counter strat that they just pulled out here. Maybe we could really see something. Maybe we could see something come out of them that just pushes this site in their favor. You never know. Something like I said earlier, and what we saw last match, is just it takes a little bit of a warm up for Runic to get going. Last match, obviously, we saw that when in the beginning it just was all in favor of bot Yogi, and then they started slowly crawling their way back into it and forced it to a 5-4, but in the end, 6-4, bot Yogi still won. Again, we might be seeing that here. We are going to see the win finally come out from Runic, but is it going to be enough, or is it going to be somewhat of a fluke on the attacking team? You can't really say, but you also just have to think of the fact they are better in late round. They haven't proven themselves as a strong team yet in the beginning. And I think that's their biggest weakness so far. Runic, obviously their team play definitely needs some improvement, but also their work in the beginning and their work at the start of rounds just needs to get better, and they need to figure out exactly what they're doing at the start of matches so they don't go down into deficits this early. As just when Pulse is trying to destroy a drone, he gets taken out from the Buck. Just the timing on that was very, very unlucky for the Pulse. I think if he actually hit the drone the first time, that sounded very rude. I did not mean to say it like that. If he got the drone the first time instead of missing it that still sounds, I'm not even going to say it because it just sounds like I'm being mean to him. So we're obviously going for a top roam clear here as Aoeah just runs right into the shred of bullets from Thatcher. And now the attack again, just it's proving to be strong here on this exact same defense. This defense has not worked for Runic, and I don't understand why they keep going back down to it. They're seeing a 3v5. Once again, this is the exact same situation that turned into a 3v1, and it still has potentiality for a flawless, but I don't quite understand why they keep going to this defense. It obviously hasn't been working for them, but it does there as Maestro gets a huge kill onto the Thermite, who is not going to be able to breach into the room. Somehow Glass is not able to get the kill onto the Maestro, doesn't shoot through the wall. He's going to possibly lose his life here. Should definitely just reload and wait. But it doesn't really matter because Andre Vision just able to take down Stance. There goes down the Maestro. There goes on the Rum. The only person left is the Mute on B, who is just waiting for this open area push, as well as main lobby push. He is stuck between two gunfights here. It does come down behind Copy Machine. Line is looking for the kill. C4 does come out, but it's not going to be enough. And just like that, match point here for... No, my fault. One match away from match point here for Bot Yogi. Obviously, with CCS 5 attack, 5 defense, you switch, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. We could see almost the exact same pattern where Bot Yogi pull it back when they have switched sides. But with the way Bot Yogi are playing right now, and I said almost this exact same thing last match, but with the way Bot Yogi are playing right now, they just aren't playing as strong as they were last match, even when they were down. They're just not getting their kills, they're not getting frags, and if you look at the scoreboard, there's some players that just aren't holding their weight again. Plague last match was incredible. Plague this match is just kind of out of it. Runic, I think the biggest thing that needs to be fixed for them is on defense, specifically for defense. They need to be a little bit more focused on the roam. Yes, you want to have a big roam, but you need to have a focused roam. If you have a roam game that's huge and like all over the map, but you have no idea what you're really going for, there's no point of having the roam. If you have a roam that's really focused on pinpoint areas and choke points, that's a roam that will work. And if you have a roam that is really good at slowing down the attack and just putting some gunfire on attackers, even if it doesn't kill them, just to slow them down, that's also a very good roam. But we're not seeing that from Runic, and I think that's why we saw so many plants come down there from the attacking team in Bot Yogi. And that's why we also saw just a lot of just huge pushes on the site, because the roam game was just not convincing enough. We haven't seen CEO come out once yet. Obviously, basement is a lot more viable of a site, especially almost every team will decide to go down here. The only team we've really seen, obviously, in scrimmages, which is considerably different from a league match, the only team we've actually seen favor upstairs has been midpoint, whereas almost everybody else has just... The very first site you're going to choose is obviously going to be Garage. The only person is midpoint to kind of flip that script. And I think the second best would be CEO, but we didn't see that once from Runic, which I think was also a recipe for disaster for them, because they kept going to the site that proved to be so difficult for them. I don't understand why. But now it's their turn on attack. Can they flip it around here like they did last match and try to force an overtime? Or are we going to see more of the same? Jaeger is going to be holding in server room, waiting for that construction room push. And there's actually going to be 0 roamer. There's actually going to be 1 roamer, my fault, as the Aoeah has not been spotted right now. And finally does get spotted and is going to have to rotate now here. Aoeah is going to be the only one roaming, and just a considerable more sight focus here from bot YOGI. I think the defense right now, even just looking at the way they are set up, bot YOGI have had a little bit more of an organized defense. Runic, don't get me wrong, they've had their spots, they've had their areas that they need to focus on, but I think right now, just looking at kind of exactly where Aoeah is, where exactly where Rook is, Maestro, Smoke, and Jaeger, they have just had a little bit more of an organized defense, and I think that is the difference between the two teams right now. Trying to get rid of this Aoeah is proving to take a lot of time out of the attacking team. Exactly what Aoeah wants right now, as Lion is just not being able to find her. And potentially could get caught out on the flank. Does finally get pulled out, but is going to get the bait and switch there as Lion gets pulled into the Jackal trap. Great play there from Aoeah. Jackal essentially killing his own teammate there as Lion went for the push. Aoeah knew exactly what was going to happen. Recognized that. Glad is able to get the kill on the Maestro, but it's now just up to 2 players as Aoeah gets another kill upstairs. And Glass has just taken so many bullets so far. And Thermite is in a very tough position as well. This is not looking good for the attacking team. Gets taken down from Ness. Gets all up for the Thermite. He does have the defuse, but Ness, it doesn't matter for him as he continues to play very, very well. Right now for Runic, it's just really unorganized. There's pushes here, there's pushes there, there's roam clears here, there's roam clears there, but there's really no focus from them. And I think that's a big problem. I think that's the issue. They just need to get more organized. They need to figure things out a lot quicker, because right now, bot YOGI are just slowly running away with this one. And this is exactly the same situation we saw last match, and we saw Runic actually come back and bring it to 4-5. But Runic were also playing significantly better. Whereas right now, they're just not even getting enough frags to hold their own. And a lot of the match has just been completely in favor of bot YOGI. I think the thing to also note is the fact bot YOGI are a relatively new team, and not necessarily new in the fact that they've never played Rainbow Six, but they're new in the fact these players on bot YOGI are all players from Vagant who left and decided to make their own team. So they're a relatively kind of new group that is finally working together, and obviously there's a little bit of a rivalry between Vagant and them as well. So I think coming out in this match, and if they get this win, obviously I don't want to say anything yet, but the way they're playing right now, it is looking very good for them. If they win this map and win the first match, they could have a little bit of a sweet victory here, as it will be the first time they have kind of played together as a team and have proved themselves in a competitive environment. So I think that's another thing running through their mind and kind of fueling the fire here for bot YOGI. Obviously, we don't know all the details on that split between Vagant, and I think that could easily shape how the rivalry is going to turn out and how these kind of players relate with each other. But I don't think we're ever really going to get all of the information and all of the news and kind of statistics of exactly what happened. We're just going to have to deal with what we can get. As Thermite is going to be, I think, spawn peeked here. I think there's a Jaeger upstairs. As somehow Plague gets the kill onto Scrud. No, it was the Doc upstairs, my fault. So Plague able to just re-peek the Scrud and ACOG versus ACOG battle. And Scrud finds himself on top. And the spawn peek, yes, it brought down a couple people low, but was it really worth losing a life there? As the only roamer now is Valkyrie, who is all the way downstairs in your construction site push. Very interesting spot of roaming here. But Bandit, Legion, and Jaeger have all found themselves back in the site. It's a very interesting lineup here for Vega, I almost called him Vega, that would have been bad. For Bot Yogi, they have almost all roamers and not really anyone that's site heavy. Obviously, Doc was site heavy, but I think he was solely used for his ACOG and solely used to just go for the spawn peak. So it's a little bit of an interesting kind of operator choice here from Bot Yogi, as the pre-fighter is going to come off from Legion, but he's not able to land the shots onto the Lion. Lion keeps his health, and Legion is going to go down slightly. And this is going to be it's shaping out to be a very good attacking push from, as another player goes down in defense, it's shaping out to be a very good attacking push from Runic. Plant looks like it's going to be coming down. He does call the Lion. Nobody can move. Valkyrie is just not even near the action. I don't know what type of roam she is trying to accomplish there. But Nesk able to get 2 kills, and a situation that was so in favor of Runic easily goes right back down into an even playing field. It's 3v3. Huge play there once again from Nesk. He's been playing out of his mind as of lately, and I don't know what it is with him. He's just been really holding his team together. But Runic, unimpeded, able to finally get the kill. The plant is going to be coming down. He's going to hear it, and the plant diffuser is also going to come down. Now it was 2v2. Nesk getting another kill, getting a third. Can he get the fourth? Can he get the fifth? This will be an ace if he gets the last one. Does he know where the glass is? He does now. He's waiting for the peak. He's going to see it. He does lay a couple shots, and he's going to get the ace and clear the round there for Bot Yogi. Wow. Nesk just came out flying that round. What a great play from Bot Yogi, and just like that, Bot Yogi are able to finish it up, and they are able to win it for themselves. And the very first match they've really played as a team. GG's all around for the players. Great play from all of them, but it was just the dominance on that map from Bot Yogi proved to be so difficult for Runic to handle, and I think it really could just come down to the fact maybe Runic were just a little bit kind of scared, maybe some pressure was developing, maybe there's some issues in comms or something like that, but it, I think, really comes down to the fact Runic, rough start to matches, couldn't really claw themselves back in, whereas Bot Yogi, they were strong throughout the entire game. There was definitely some hiccups where they were allowing Yogi to, they're allowing Runic to kind of find themselves back into a game, as GG's come out from the players once again. But I think the big thing to take away here from both of these teams is the fact, yes, it's the first match, and we can't really say which team is better due to the fact it's where they're trying to feel each other out. Yes, Runic had a little bit of a rough patch. Yes, Runic kind of went down too early. And also, yes, Bot Yogi looked to be almost unstoppable with how the roam clear went and how just Nesk and individual players were just getting frags. But I think there's just a little bit more to it. We're going to have to go into weeks later on to kind of figure out exactly how the players play and things like that. But I'm going to quickly switch it over to the face cam, and we can get into the interview here with the players. So I'm just going to take a second and see if the players are in the Discord. So 1 second here. Let me just exit out of Siege. I'm going to see if these players are in the Discord. And if you guys aren't familiar, if you guys haven't watched R6AL, we do, I'm pretty sure none of you guys have watched R6AL, but we always do interviews at the end of every match to just see what was really going through the mind of all the players, but obviously none of the players are in the Discord, so that is going to be a problem. But I think they might find themselves in the Discord in just a moment here, so we're just going to wait a little bit and see if they come. But if it does take a little bit longer, I'm just going to flip over to the countdown once again, because right after this, we do have a game between Mystery Incorporated and I think... Ooh, I'd like to say 1 second. I totally forgot who the Mystery Incorporated was playing. It's my fault. No, it's going to be Mystery Incorporated versus... you know what, we'll figure it out once I change the overlay. But I think the biggest thing to take away from this match and the biggest thing to take away from this game is it's the first match. You can't take away a lot. So the biggest thing to take away is the fact you can't take away a lot. But also you can just look at all of the players on Bot Yogi and they were dominant. All of them were getting frags. All of them were pulling off some spectacular kills. Nesk in the very last match was just insane, getting an ace in the last round to just close it out for his team. And it was a round that really looked like it was going to go in favor of the attack, but Legion, the Nesk obviously, completely turned around, put it in favor of his team, and won the round. So it's plays like that and it's players like that who can just switch on a dime and can turn it on with a flick of a switch and can even stay that composed when a match or a round looks like it's not going to be going in your favor. Those are the players you want to see breaking out and on your team. And in that situation, Runic didn't have many of those. There was just some issues team communication-wise and getting frags, whereas bot Yogi, I think, just had a little bit more oomph in the attack and on defense. But as well, Runic played very well. They pushed and brought themselves back into matches that looked so far away and looked like they couldn't win, and they almost won them. But there was just these little things that kind of made them lose, that just pushed them out of the match. They almost, I guess you could say, they actually literally shot themselves in the foot, because there was a match where it was such a great push on the attacking team. It was a 2v5, and then they team killed 2 players, and then it turned into a 3v5, and then they lost. It's plays like that where you just kind of lose it, kind of lose your sense, and almost, I don't really want to say this, but it kind of works. You got to get lost in the sauce of the game, and you just stop communicating with your team. That's what was happening with Runic right there. That's something they need to figure out going into next week and going into the games after this. But right now, Bot Yogi have not joined the Discord, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do an interview with them. I'm going to transfer it all the way back down to the countdown, and we can just wait here until 9:30 when the next match is going to be played. I hope you guys all enjoyed this match. And again, guys, I have a sore throat, so I'm sorry if I'm not really spitting words out as fast as I normally do and things like that. But I'm trying my best, and I hope things get better and better. And I apologize for also some technical difficulties we have, as we did get hacked by Mute for quite some time, which was very interesting. But I'm going to switch over to the countdown. We're going to be going right into the next match here in just a moment. Well, not just necessarily just a moment, in about an hour. Make sure you guys tune in for that, and I can't wait to see you guys there, and I'll just keep the stream running.